Hello and welcome to the 9th episode of the OBearry podcast, the podcast where we dive deep into the life stories of streamers from all around the world. And today my guest is MrChemX. Hello, welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining me. You prefer MrChemX or Joel?
I think new people tend to call me MrChemX, but friends call me Joel, so you can call me Joel.
Yay! Already friends. Awesome. I call you Joel. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You are here because of a mutual friend on Twitch that's been doing some matchmaking.
She's crazy, like crazy.
She's a good networker. Dova Blossom introduced us, and the funny thing is, she told me, like, I have a twin brother on Twitch. We look alike to some extent. We sing. We have like kind of similar like attitude and approach to streaming, and you would be a great guest on my podcast. So here you are.
Thank you. Yeah, Nova is like the match. She's like Tinder for Twitch.
Tinder for Twitch, yeah.
I'm kidding. She's great though.
And she's been around in your stream for quite a while, I believe.
Yeah.
She said she's been for like almost like 9 months, I think.
Long time.
And now you're here. So what I want to do today, we're going to start off this podcast with some short answer questions. That's what it's called. Oh yeah. Let's see. Let me scroll up here, and I'm just going to shoot some questions your way directly from the chat, which is live right now. For those of you who are here, welcome. For those of you who are listening afterwards, I'm reading questions off the live stream chat. Jeter is asking, is Twitch fun?
Yes.
Good. Easy start.
More so than I ever thought it would be.
Easy start. Yes. Also, Jeter Cheese wants to know, do you like cheese?
I love cheese. I really like cheese.
Dr. Newt wants to know, what do you like least about OBearry? Wow.
That's a hard. Oh, come on. That's a hard question. I'm trying to think of like I don't feel like I've like spent a lot of time. Maybe the thing that I like least about OBearry is that he's able to grow a better like beard than I can already.
Oh, okay.
I'm not there. So he can grow a much better beard than I can.
Okay. Cryogenic wants to know, when did you meet Yukon? I don't know who that is.
Oh, I met Yukon. I met Yukon in December. I think that was in December.
Okay, short answer. Good.
Channel. Sorry, short answer.
Yeah,
December.
That was, yeah. Royal Instincts is asking, how much did Barry beg you to do this?
Oh, he did not. It was a simple ask.
Newt wants to know, have you heard about our Lord Sushi Dragon?
I have not.
It's a streamer. No. Okay, no.
Sorry.
Let's see. Any more questions? I don't find any more questions. Well, I'm gonna get into that, Kevin. I'm gonna ask you questions later anyway. Dova is asking, when did you discover music and where do you think it will go? I think it's a question.
When did I discover music?
When did you start to get into music, and where do you think it will go?
I started on saxophone in 3rd grade.
Oh.
And just kept advancing ever since then. Where it'll go? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. And Jukon is asking, why do you always start stories on stream but not finish them?
Because there's too many distractions and everybody's asking for your attention. And I have poor attention span anyway, so. The suspense. I'm all about the suspense.
Suspense. I like it. And it could be like a month until the resolution, but still, that's
right. Yeah.
Harrison, yeah, Harrison is asking, are you coming to the OBearry meetup 1st December in Sweden?
If somebody's willing to buy a plane ticket, sure.
We need like a band, like the front band to perform.
A bit.
It could be MrChemX. That would be cool.
There you go.
Okay, so Kevin is asking, why does he love coffee so much? Why does he love coffee so much?
How do you answer that? It's like the greatest thing to start your morning with. I don't know. It's amazing. Why do you like water so much? Jeez.
Silly the Exile is asking, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
And if you're watching the live stream, you can see a big, nice, very big, cuddly dog in the background. And Juko wants to know, why do you refuse to learn Africa by Toto?
I don't refuse. I just... I'm not sure.
He is definitely avoiding it.
Maybe I'm avoiding it.
Yeah. Okay, so Jader Cheese wants to know, do you like the song Country Roads?
I do. I actually really like that song.
Okay, cool.
Even if it's turned into a meme, I do like that song.
It's something. Okay, I think that's... Oh, Salid Exile is asking the last question. This is going to be the last question. What's your dog's name, and why do you think cats are superior to dogs? Okay, so that's a leading question.
Do I answer that one? His name is Finn, and cats aren't worse than dogs. I just like dogs better. We'll see that.
Nice. I was lying. One more. Missouri wannabe is asking, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles for sure.
Okay. Do you feel warmed up?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Nice. Okay, we're gonna get into the interview now, where I ask you deep questions about life and yourself. It's not that daunting like I make it sound. We're just gonna talk about Twitch and life in general, and it's gonna be a good time. So where I want to start is I just want to tell me, like, where did your life start? Where did it take off? I mean, like, where did you grow up, and like, how was it? How was family life? How was, like, school, friends? Like, who were you, like, as a kid? What happened? Yeah. Okay, kind of like can you give us a background story?
Sure. So I am the youngest brother of 3, but I have a younger sister. So there's four of us in our family. I am number 3. And so I grew up with 2 older brothers who put me through the ringer, I think. And it's kind of like a fighting relationship with them a lot, but now that we've grown up, we've kind of gotten to the point where we're good friends now. We're good friends. I'm the favorite uncle of all of their kids, by the way. So there's that. Growing up, school, I was the Pokemon nerd from kindergarten through probably still the Pokemon nerd. And so I always found the other Pokemon nerds, and we all just hung out, and we would have Pokemon battles on the recess playground. I'm trying to answer as quickly as I can to get through everything.
Please take your time and slow down, and
sure.
It's fine.
Okay.
You're trying to give me the condensed version. I get it.
The condensed version.
I was asking you a lot of questions and just said go. But you were into games really early on.
Yeah, games. I mean, I played my family had the NES growing up. So not the Super Nintendo, but just the regular original OG. And I would play Duck Hunt and Super Mario Brothers 3 all the time. Those are like the 2 games I would always play. I think even Paperboy was one of them too. But the Duck Hunt and Super Mario 3 were what we played all the time. And then ever since then, I just kind of like continued to go. I remember we got a Sega Genesis after that, and Sonic 2 I play all the time. And then there was some NHL, was it like NHL 93, like 6 or something like that? I don't remember the year. We would always
Mm.
play that, but I didn't actually like playing the hockey game. I just always made my brother get my characters into fights, and then I would do the fights in NHL the whole time. I didn't actually like care about the hockey part.
Yeah.
And then it just kept going from there. It just kept going on, and PlayStation was when I finally like really got into games like on my own. I didn't need like my brother's help or anything like that. So then I grew up as like a PlayStation kid. So yeah, we've been doing games forever.
Was there anything? Was there conflicts about playing video games within the family, like playing too much, and like were you supported to play video games? Like, was it something you shared with your parents as well?
No, my parents didn't. I mean, if you grew up around my age, they didn't really care much about video games. There was more. They were okay with them. They never like really even stopped me from playing them.
There wasn't a stigma back then when it grew first. Like there wasn't really a stigma around video games the same way it is now, or?
Maybe. I mean, like it was definitely seen as like I think like this is for kids. Like you play video games as a kid. You don't really play video games as like an adult.
Yeah.
But it was something I really enjoyed and I spent a lot of time doing. But it was I could only do it after homework and after chores. And Saturday were chores days. And it sucked because then I just wanted to play video games. And then I have chores to do. And then if I didn't do them well enough, I had to stop playing. I had to go back, finish the chores and stuff. So, but there was one time, you guys know, what's the game? It's like NBA Street on PlayStation 2. This is a game I like consumed everything on. You had your own character you could make, and I maxed out all of his stats and everything. I played it so much. My dad was like, "Oh, cool! Like, play a video game with my son." But in NBA Street, you can't like, you can shot block, and it doesn't matter. Like you can goaltend, and there's like no repercussions or anything. So I kept goaltending my own dad, and he kept getting pissed and like eventually unplugged the controller and just left like mid game.
Wow, rage quitting.
Yeah, I made my dad rage quit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun. But
and then you like, where did you grow up? Where was it?
So I grew up about an hour south of Chicago. It's like the suburban area south of Chicago. And that's kind of where I've lived like my whole life. My mom still lives in the same house that I grew up in, because that house was being built as I was like born, basically. So my mom was pregnant. She had me while my dad was building the current house that she still lives in. And so that she's still there.
And then that's where you grew up as well.
Yep.
And when did you leave, and why?
So I lived in that same house through high school. And I moved out in college, but that was like to the dorms kind of thing. Moved out in college for a while, and then I planned it out so like my current wife, my only wife.
That's great.
I never had any other wives. My wife and I met when I was a junior in high school, and so then she was with me all through like my college years and everything. And we had planned it out so that I would graduate college, and then we would get married after graduation. And so the only reason I moved out was because I got married. I got married and moved out like shortly after I graduated.
How did you two meet? Was it through video games?
No, it wasn't through video games. Though she does play. We met through her brother, actually. So her brother and I went to the same church, the same youth group kind of thing. And then when she was old enough, she's 3 years younger than me. She came to the youth group one year, and her brother introduced me to her. And then she denies that she thought I was cute, because I like would play guitar at church. And like all of her other little like girly friends, like they all said that I was cute. They liked me because I like played guitar and stuff. But she was the only one to say like, no, like I don't think he's that cute or anything like that. But now she's married to me, so she's either married. She was either lying or she's married to somebody she doesn't really think is that cute. So
no. Well, I like you had this discussion. Maybe she didn't like. Maybe she saw like. Maybe she fell in love with things beyond the surface of you.
Sure.
And so that's like the one thing we're going to come back to is like similarities and differences between you. I also grew up going to church, playing guitar in church.
Okay.
So
That's
similarity.
funny.
Similarity.
That's still what I do. That's my job.
Is that your job?
That's actually my full-time job. Yeah. Yeah.
Playing music you go around to churches and play at like events or
Well, I just play at one.
meetings.
I just play at one. And yeah,
Oh.
I schedule all that. I organize all the music and stuff, but that's what I do like for my full-time job. Yep.
That's why you wait, and you stream in the morning, so that's how you're enabled. That's how you are enabled. What enable? That's how you can like have that schedule.
Yep. So I do like the 9 to 5. We try to keep like 9 to 5 office days. And I like to keep my evenings free to be with my wife and my dog, and then so I just stream from 6 a.m. to 9. And then right after I'm done, I go to work. I start work right away.
All right, but not Mondays.
Yeah,
Mondays you have
Mondays I'm off because I work on Sundays. So
all right,
that's how it works.
Okay, cool. So the other streams are only 3 hour long streams.
Yep. Yeah. So Mondays are extended ones, but then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are just 3 hours, and we just play games for that time. So it's not long enough.
The music is a big part of your life. Church also a big part of your life. How important is that?
Yeah. Well, that's what I went to school for. So I went and got like a double Bible major, which means like I'm the guy that can like not like a sky like maybe like so like I understand it pretty well. I know a lot of the history and like the language and stuff like that behind it. And then I work full time at a church, and that's what I plan on doing with the rest of my life. So that's it's pretty big, I would say.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
I wonder how deep I should like ask you questions about your own faith, like what you like, or how important that is, and like standing in a church, leading. I guess you lead people in worship, like you. That's like it's one of your jobs. You lead people in worship, and it kind of. So the connection I make to Twitch, if I may, is that you're in front of people. And you're like, you kind of want to invoke feelings or make people connect to something. In one case, it's God. In another one, it's a video game. It's almost the same.
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah.
Is there
relationship?
any connections? Do you draw any connections between those two roles, as like the work you do in church on the stage and as the stage of Twitch, or is it?
Kind of. I think Twitch has less to do with like the role that I have on stage and more like I'm only on stage for 25 minutes out of the whole week. Only 25 minutes of my job is actually being on stage. The rest of it is actually pastoring. So I'm emailing, I'm out to coffee with people. We host like a small group in our own home, so that like the biggest part of my job is like pastoring and helping just helping people understand like whatever they're going through and things like that. And so I think the biggest part of my job is the relationship. And so when I can connect people in relationship in the context of church, I think there's also the connecting part of Twitch as well. Like my favorite thing about Twitch is like getting to know, my viewers and stuff, and getting to see their streams and kind of creating that like community. And so I'd say those are probably linked in that way. The relationship aspect,
like growing real relationships where you can get to know each other, become friends, and support each other. Right. Like that ability to do that and make that connection to people is something you do in your job and also on Twitch. I like it. Right. So not as much like that. Yeah, 25 minutes is on a stage, but that's like you say, that's kind of a small part. But that's a small part of your job in the church. But is it is it because you see that part as less important, or is it because it's more like, is it more of a like an entertaining thing? I guess not in a church, but like on Twitch.
Yeah.
how big is, okay, so instead, let me ask you this. How much do you play music and use music on Twitch? And why do you do that? Why do you like to do that? Or is it just because you're good at it? Really good at it?
I'll take that. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's just whenever like people, you ever get like, oh, tell me about yourself. Like I find the best ways to like explain myself and my interests is I always tell them I'm really into music, I'm really into video games, and I'm really into coffee. Those are like the three things that like, okay, like now those are like conversation starters. And so music
Yeah.
has just always been kind of like one of those things that I could like spend time doing for like a really, really long time. I grew up practicing saxophone and my parents forced me to play for 30 minutes a day. I
Oh,
had to set a timer and play for 30 minutes a day.
wow.
And I hated it. I could not stand it. But then as I got better and better and better, I started to be able to enjoy it a whole lot more and do more things with it. To where eventually my timer would go off for 30 minutes and I would still continue to keep playing and practicing for, another hour, another 2 hours or so, just because I just really, really enjoy it. And so it's, I thought, as I can play video games for people, or I can kind of like, I don't know, I like entertaining too. So I just like, oh, let's see if people like music. And apparently they did. So I keep doing it.
People
It's fun. It's
love
fun.
music. People love music, and
Yeah.
what some of my favorite streamers are music streamers, purely music streamers, and they do magical things. It becomes it's magical on Twitch as well, and I think people really
Uh-huh.
like to interact with someone who can play music and perform. And it's become a thing like you share. The music is like a sharing experience. It's not just you just
Yeah.
putting music on them. Like it's like you experience the music together, and I think people really
Right.
like
Right.
it that because of that. So how much do you actually play and sing on? Do you have scheduled times for singing and playing music on your streams?
I do. Is this where I'm supposed to plug that? That's a
I
I do.
mean,
Every
yeah.
from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. every single Monday. That's Central Time Zone. So we do that once a week for 3 hours. And yeah, people just kind of send me the lists of the songs that they want to hear, and I get to play through it with them. So
Cool.
yeah,
Do you
once a week.
nice.
Sorry.
That's awesome. Um, okay, okay. So we talked about your profession and how that relates to Twitch. So when did you actually get interested in Twitch or got into doing Twitch and streaming? And how did that happen?
Yeah. That so I don't know. I don't know. I think I always liked watching like let's plays of videos, but I hated that like I couldn't like talk to them or kind of like experience it with them. It's all pre-recorded, you kind of know, and a lot of it's like edited. A lot of the let's players are just like edited so heavily that like you only see just the good bits. And so and I heard about Twitch through just of course like game stuff. I consume game news and content like crazy. And so I was like, oh, I'll check out Twitch. And then I saw people like doing it and having some fun with it. So I just, I'll give it a shot. Just see what it's like. See, I was like, I'll give it 30 days.
Mm.
If after 30 days I don't really enjoy it, I'm not really having fun, then I'll stop. But then within those first 30 days, I hit affiliate. So I was like, well, I'm gonna keep going then. So, and then of course I met I met a lot of other streamers that way too, and kind of all of a sudden there's like this community that was created within 30 days, and now I've got like friends that I've only ever met on Twitch. I've never seen them in real life, but I consider them really, really good friends. So that's kind of what kept me around, I think. But it's honestly
That's
just a whim decision.
what did your wife have any opinions about it? Or because
She thought it was lame. She
she
thought it
thought
was
it was
weird.
lame. Did that affect you at all, or were you like, well, I really want to
Yeah.
do this? You're not gonna
I
stop.
I was super self-conscious. I was
Mm.
so self-conscious about streaming. Because I know like we lived in this really, really small apartment where like, she's just on the other side of the door and she can all of a sudden hear me like just talking to really nobody. Because when you start streaming, you're streaming to yourself. And
Mm.
so I had to tell her, I was like, okay, I'm going to be playing a video game online for whoever wants to watch. And in order to do it well, I gotta like just kind of keep talking and commenting on what I'm doing. And it's gonna sound really, really weird. And it was like I was just like super self-conscious about it. And there was one stream where she like interrupted as I was like in the stream. And because I wasn't comfortable with like streaming at that point, I like killed the stream immediately. I deleted the VOD because I was so like self-conscious and embarrassed. Like I was like, it was so scary.
Did you ever? And then yeah. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, and then of course like she kind of came around. She kind of understood it. She saw like why people enjoy it, and so now I'm not embarrassed at all. Like at least with Lexi, she's actually even been on a couple of the streams. But
once you started to get stopped on the streets, money started flowing. She accepted it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Now we're living in I know. Penthouse. Yeah, we're living in this huge penthouse. You know, driving amazing cars. Yeah.
But she was open-minded then, and she understood like you appreciated it, and she understood what it was and wanted to support you.
Yeah.
Was that kind of what happened?
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now
she saw it. She started seeing like more and more people kind of come around. Like once I started getting like a couple regulars, I think I had like 2 regulars to start. Yeah. And they would come back, and she's like, it's kind of weird that they like watching you. But and you know, and then like she finally like, okay, that makes sense. She gets it now. So, and she was even, I saw her here in this chat earlier too.
Her name is
MrChemX.
Mrs. Chemex. Hello.
Or it's Lexi. There it is. Yeah.
Cool. She maybe she can have really good questions after the podcast. We do like a Q&A. She can have the really good questions for you. Okay, so that's how you got into Twitch and got started. Did you ever feel like, did you ever feel like I can't do this, or it's not gonna work out? Because you said you were really self-conscious, and I think a lot of streamers struggle with that. So how was that struggle? How has it developed? Because you were really are you less self-conscious now? How are you dealing with it? And did it ever was there a point where you like, I can't do this?
I don't think I've ever been quite as self-conscious as I was that first month. That first month, I was like so scared. And it's really difficult to make it like when you see that like viewer number that just sits at like 1, and you know it's only sitting at 1 because you're watching yourself. Like that's really hard to get past. And so luckily, I think I can say that I've never been like as self-conscious as I was that first month. But there's still certainly times. There's kind of like the ebbs and flows that I've learned in my first year of streaming. I think in December comes up on the first full year of streaming. But there's like, I'm a variety streamer too, so I don't stick to one single game. But as like you start learning that like some people don't like watching every single game that you play, and like even though you really, really want to play it, and so you're kind of like, oh shoot, like if they don't want to watch this, like should I keep streaming? Like, is this something I should keep doing? And then there's like some days where you're playing a game that you get like 30, 40 viewers on, and then the next day you're sitting at like 5 or 6. And you're like, what is going on? Those are like, I think the hardest, because you're just like, what am I doing this? Why should I even have streamed today? But you can still stream today. So
you get back up on the horse, cowboy, because now you're playing Red Dead Redemption, and you really enjoy that game. So that game really, it just helps you come back and just because if you love a game that much, and I think that's also a thing. Like if you love a game that much, the audience, like the viewers, will also appreciate the stream and be there more. So
yeah, I think so. There was I mean, it goes back and forth. There have been some Red Dead streams that have been absolutely dead, like 5 viewers maybe, honestly. And then there's been other like Red Dead streams where I was sitting at like 20, 25 viewers or so, like almost 30. And then somebody like Spider-Man. I am one of the biggest Spider-Man fans. I love Spider-Man since I was 4. I remember this. And I even said it in my stream today that one of the things that I do for fun is like, I look on Amazon at like full like decked out Spider-Man costumes. Like there's just like something about it I love. And so when the game came out, I was so excited to play that. And like as it went on, like people just kind of stopped wanting to watch that, even though as much fun as I was having with it. So it's just like,
Did you stop playing
I don't know.
it?
But then there's no, I didn't stop. I didn't stop playing it, but I did stop streaming it. So I learned that
That's
like
what I
there's
meant.
some games that yes, yeah.
Mm.
I've learned that there's some games that I really enjoy streaming, and there's other games that I really enjoy playing, but not streaming.
Mm.
And so that's just kind of like that's what I've learned. You just kind of go back and forth with determining what is fun to stream with people and what's maybe a better game, like just for yourself to play in your own downtime.
It takes time, doesn't it, to kind of find out like who you are as a streamer, what games like genre suits you, what people like watching you play, because just because they like to watch someone else play the same game, maybe that's not for you. Like finding out your niche, I guess. Has that been a journey for you as well, or did you know like from the start, like what kind of stream?
I had no clue what I wanted to play from the start.
But you knew you wanted to be a variety streamer, or was that also up for grabs? Like I might be just a Fortnite streamer.
even that, yeah. That's like a year in, and like I'm seeing. I mean, you kind of see the success of like people who only stream the one single game, and then you see like other variety streamers that like the successful variety streamers are few and far between. And so you go back and forth. I think I've like, as far as like what genre suits me the best, I still don't know. Like currently I'm playing Stardew Valley, and like I love streaming Stardew Valley. It's so fun. Like it's a game people really enjoy watching. Pokemon is another one that like that's a fun game to stream, especially because when you can start like nicknaming your viewers after the Pokemon, and like, and then if you're playing like a Nuzlocke challenge, they die, and then like the viewer dies. And they're all sad. It's like it's so fun. But then like you have the new Call of Duty. I love the new Call of Duty, but that's not a game that I'm probably gonna like stream anymore. It's just like that's just different. So I think I found that like the chill, calmer, more relaxed games that kind of maybe have some space to them. That I think I found that I enjoy streaming those kind of games, but we'll see where we're at next month, so see
it might change. It's still like okay. So yeah, you kind of have to stay on your toes and like keep experimenting, because the everything changes all the time, and what you want to play and what suits you, and new games comes out, and like if it's really easy to just become too relaxed and sit back. Okay, I got a game now that I like and people seem to enjoy, so I'll just stick with it forever. But as a variety streamer, you kind of always have to like, well, what's next? What's next?
Yeah, and like, I think I mostly play like single player games, and those eventually like you finish it. You finish the single player game, and then now what? I gotta play a different one. So you just learn.
Did you ever take a break when it was like you felt it was too much, or you felt demotivated, or like you stepped away from it, or have you like been sticking to schedule this whole time?
I think I've actually done really well about sticking to the schedule. I've never felt like I needed to like take a break or stop streaming. There was some times there where like in the evenings it was like taking a lot of time away from my wife. So I used to stream a lot in the evenings. Like after work, my wife would come home, we'd eat dinner together, and go stream like all night. And then she's like by herself, even though she just got off work. I just got off work, and like we had like that like maybe 30 minutes together where we ate, and then that's it. So there was a time there where like I just started seeing Twitch taking away too much from like my IRL, too much away from that.
What's that?
Like, that's kind of when I made the move. I guess I almost quit then, but then I was like, I can just wake up early. So I stream in the morning every day from 6 to 9, and it's like, it's just better. It's my time in the morning when either my wife is still sleeping or she's getting ready for work, and now we always have our evenings free to like be together in real life, so it's been good.
That's cool. I had a question. I just had it right there, and then poof, it went away.
Gone. That's like all of my stories in stream.
Do you want to?
And then I forget halfway through.
Do you want to stream more? Are you like? Are you happy sticking to this, or like, do you want more because you want to grow more, or you want to just stream more because it's fun, or like, or?
Yeah, I think I would like to stream more because I think, I mean, it grows your channel, and nobody hates growing their Twitch channel. Nobody's mad when they get like new followers and subscribers.
Oh,
It just always happens. Yes. Oh God, why?
Not again.
So like I love growing the channel, but I also have a lot of fun just streaming and hanging out with people and stuff. And sometimes there are mornings where the stream is so much fun and it goes by so quickly that, well, now it's already time to end and I gotta go to work. So
Yeah.
I want to keep streaming more for both of those reasons, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes totally sense. Would you consider like, is there like will there come to a point where you like consider to cut down on your job to stream more?
No. I don't think so. I don't think I could cut back on my job. My job, like, it provides for my family, and it's something that like will continue to grow and is so much more reliable than streaming. Because even with Twitch, as much fun as Twitch is, we don't know what it's going to look like in just like 3 to 5 years. And so, is that going to be something that's sustainable for a lot of people, or is it going to like totally change and maybe Twitch is dead and like, you know, it's not making money like it used to or something? And so it says like, there's no way I could submit my family to something like that. I would only ever quit I would only ever quit my job if I was able to pull away like a healthy like yearly income from Twitch. That would be about it. But I just don't think it would be smart to cut back on like a real life job.
You see a lot of streamers with this main sole goal to become a full-time streamer.
Oh my god.
But or maybe, I don't know if we see a lot of them, I guess. Like that's it seems like it's held up as like the best goal, the superior goal,
right,
the ultimate goal. And maybe that is kind of like, it's not, maybe that's not the best way to look at it, and maybe that's not the best way to grow either. Like what has been some things that you learned about streaming that helped you become a better streamer?
That's a good question. What did I learn that helped me be a better streamer?
Or what do you do that makes you a good or a decent or pretty good streamer?
I've got no clue.
Wow. Okay. It's gonna be in the Q&A.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to, the viewers gonna have to tell us afterwards. Because
I mean that's a difficult thing. I think I have people that say like, oh, you can play whatever you want, I just watch you for you, and I have no idea why they watch me. I have no idea why people like me. They're like, oh, you're so nice. So maybe I think if I could put my finger on it, it's probably that I just interact with chat. I think I like really try and focus on talking to whoever's there. One of the things that I hear all the time is people are like, wow, you're so good at remembering names, or you're remembering where you people or whatever. I'm so bad at names. And it's like, no, you're not bad at names. You're not bad at remembering names. It's just that you don't try to remember names. If you like, that was a switch. Cause I used to be that same way. I used to like, oh, I can't remember anybody's name. It's going to take me tons of time. And there are some people where I just cannot remember their name. But I still really, really try. And so there's like, I can remember either like, oh, hey, yeah, welcome back. You followed me back when I was playing God of War, or, oh, I met you in OBearry's stream, or you came over with Dova Blossom's raid, or something like that. Like, just like little things like that, like trying to actually remember that, like, you know, as you're streaming, the people that are in your stream, well, they don't have to be there. They don't have to watch your stream. There are, like, I don't even know the number, but like thousands and thousands and thousands of other streamers they could be watching. And so it's but if you can just remember like that one person's name, why you know them, where they came from, even like things going on in their life, I think that really helps and makes people want to like come back and like talk to you, because they're like, oh wow, like Joel actually cares about me. He's not just playing video games and just like milking me for my views or bits or whatever. You know, they're like, he actually likes he likes me. He knows me. So maybe that's why.
That sounds I think that's that's a good reason to like a stream, I think, and not all streams have that. So I can definitely see that be a reason for people coming back to your stream.
Right.
So
right. And I think it's more than just like, hey, what's up? Like if you can like ask about like their day or like, oh hey, how did that test go or the interview or stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and then then something really cool happens when you have that. You make friends, and then you stay friends, and you can kind of start following each other's lives and like what's going on and how it develops. It makes the bond even stronger, because like you have a history now, and you have like a timeline which keeps expanding, and you want to kind of stick around and see what happens next for each other. And that's really cool to have with your viewers. And I think if you can create that kind of connection, then of course they will want to come back, because you're friends. Right.
It's not just a face who's playing a game or something. Because I'm not good at video games. For as long as I've been playing video games, nobody watches me because I'm good at them. It just does not happen.
Yeah, but, it's not like a Shroud or a Ninja. It's not like this. That's not why they're there, and that's okay. Right. I mean, and that's unless if you want to, if you feel like my dream is to be the best, like no one ever was.
Sorry, my dog is just snoring. I can hear him snoring right behind
me. Okay, can't hear anything. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is Sweden. And how Swedish are you, really? And because I'm Swedish, and that was one of the things that we also had in common. I found out, like we're maybe not extremely like, but still,
there's a little bit of Swedish blood. So it's kind of a weird, it's not even like as much as I initially thought, but there's like some Swedish blood in there. It's not even really my grandpa, but kind of he was. He was 100% Swedish, and he married my grandma, and she was also, I think she was 100% Swedish. So maybe I am 25. So yeah, they were Swedish. They came over on the boat, but then he was actually murdered. He was murdered. But then my grandma remarried, who is now my current grandpa, and then they had my mom. But so there's Swedish blood in my mom, and then she passed on some of it to me. So there's like a little bit of Swedish, but we're mostly like, I think there's like German and Swedish in there or something. But yeah, there's now, yeah. I'm Chicagoan now.
Do you have any connections to Sweden? Or anything like when you grew up, like any remnants of that connection to Sweden that like you faced growing up, or like was presented to, like?
Not that I remember, and nothing was presented like, oh, this is from when we came over from
this is Sweden. The Viking axe your grandpa owned.
Right, yeah. There was nothing like that. If there was anything, they never told me that it was Swedish. In my mind, it might just be like, oh, I just associate that with old people because it was like my grandparents. But there really might be some like Swedish like origin to some of those things.
It's really weird how we really look for this connection. I'm like trying to make a connection, and like just the fact that there is like this, like your grandma was Swedish, like it feels like we have something in common now, even though it's like still just
there's not much. Though I will say my nephew, you and him share the same name. So there is that Swedish name there. Yeah. We don't say it like that, of course, because we're, Midwestern Americans. No. Bjorn. We say Bjorn.
And but what about, like, how does he spell it? BJORN?
He does.
Yeah.
He does, actually.
I mean, it would be weird for an American to spell it with the Swedish letter Bjorn, which is like...
Yeah, but it's it.
You might get teased at school for that. Bjorn.
Oh, he'll probably get teased at school for his name anyway.
Bjorn, why? It's so cool.
He's the only. It is cool. It is a cool name, but kids are kids, and kids can be mean.
That's true.
So
That's true.
it's so what's gonna happen, unfortunately.
Where
But he's cute anyway.
yeah. Oh, where do you see yourself, like, or where would you like your Twitch stream to just be what it is today, and or like, do you have any ambitions or things that you want to experience, or things that you goals that you want to reach, or any stuff like that? Do you have like, or dreams for your stream?
Dreams or goals? I think it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I want to say, like, yeah, it would be a dream to be partnered, but it's I don't know how long that's going to take, and I don't know if that's like, if I set partnership as a goal, if that's going to end up being more discouraging than it is, like, you know, like encouraging.
Yeah.
So like, as of today, we just hit the 1,000 follower goal, and 1,000 followers was like my personal, like, I want to make sure that my next step is 1,000 followers. So now from here, it's okay. Well, then 1,100 followers is like my next personal goal, but that's not something I advertise, and it's always just kind of like, what can I do to get my averages up? So I mean, there's like, I don't know, what is my goal as a streamer? I want it to grow. I want the stream to grow. I think it would be a lot of fun for it to grow, because I know people come and go. People come and go. You know, they hang out for some games and they leave for others. And I would like to create a community that is like, they're just as tight knit with each other as they are with me and stuff. And so I don't know. I think I keep pushing myself to become a better streamer, because I want to see that, like, you want to see that average number increase. And so it's encouraging when that, yeah, your average numbers go up. You know, it sounds really superficial when I say that, but I think it's just like, it's hard to measure the quality of a stream without some sort of like number to put with it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it says
it says something, but not everything. But
from
the numbers, out of all the numbers, the average viewer is like some kind of indication of like a quality that you want. You want people to come and bond and make friends and stick around. And that average number kind of represent that quality of your stream. That's why that number, I think, is important to streamers like you and I that wants to make friends with people. And that
right. How many people can I get to return to the stream? Like, getting a follower is one thing, and that's cool when somebody's like, hey, I like this guy, I want to give him a follow. But that doesn't really mean anything if they don't ever come back. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
so I get it. And just because you look at that number sometimes and you measure the growth or decline, it's like that's happened. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing is, you already told us, like, the relationships and like creating this community of people that are friends and support each other. I feel very strongly about that too. And I want to ask you, how do you nurture a community? And this is also, I feel it ties back into church, because church is very much supposed to be a nurturing community where you like kind of like you come together for a purpose, or like something bigger than every individual, and then like you help each other, have fun together, support each other. But how do you do that online, in a stream setting, or do you use any other program software? You have a Discord. How do you use that? How do you nurture a community? That was the question.
How do I nurture a community? So there's a Discord. We have a Discord. And the Discord is fun. That's when people kind of like, probably my favorite channel is the IRL channel that we have in there. And that is like, you post anything from like the food that you're eating that day to like, hey, we went hiking and we saw this, or hey, on a vacation over here, or, you know, just passed an exam or something like that. I think the Discord with the IRL channel is huge. Even if you just post like your pictures of your dog, I don't care. Like, that's fun to see, like, because I want to know like who you are, like. And so it's fun to like, just to get past like the common interest in like a single video game or something like that. Like when I stream, the focus generally tends to be on me. As much as I try to kind of like talk to everybody else and try to get to know their story, how their day was, whatever they got going on. you can only do that for so long, and you can only do that so much because you have other people in your chat trying to talk to you or talk to each other or whatever. But the Discord is really helpful because then now they can post something, and even if I'm busy, I can come back, like 8-10 hours later and still like interact with what they did. And so like that's kind of a nice way. I think a way that I build community is through the Discord too. And then the other way too, like even in streams, I try and like talk with people, and like sometimes we'll talk about the game, but I think most of the time I'm telling them stories about my life, asking them about their life. Like, have you ever experienced a time where something like this happened? Or like what I've been trying to do lately is put out questions like that I want the whole stream to answer. Like today's was what's something childish you do as an adult still?
Oh,
and
nice.
You're almost kind of afraid to admit. And so then you kind of get some good like interaction with that. Like mine is pizza rolls. I love pizza rolls.
Nice.
Well, maybe it's nice. I don't know. I felt like that's kind of a kid thing that I still do, but
sounds nice.
Sounds nice.
I'm a big kid, I guess.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Okay. Yeah. Engaging the viewers, help them interact and help them become part of the community by posting questions or having an IRL channel in your Discord, and also interact with them and show them that you watch it and you respond to it.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's good to be excited about their life too. I think that's a breakdown for a lot of people. Is they're like, I think a lot of people are just generally. I think everybody starts out selfish, just in life. You know what I mean? Like you're just. I mean, you look at any little kid, and like they're all really selfish. They steal things from each other. They're always just like, no, that's mine or something. And so when you can like kind of start to engage in their life and be excited about what they're doing just as much as what you're doing in your own life, I think that's kind of what like can kind of break that down. And I don't think a lot of people experience that. It's hard to find people who are just as excited about the things you're doing as like you are about that thing. And so when you can kind of I'll be honest, that's been something that I have to like work at, and I have to like grow in and kind of like understand that like they're like real people with like desires and wants and things like that. But
that's good. And like yeah. That's a good advice. How to, if you want to nurture relationships, grow a community, like you have to show that you care about what they do just as much as, like, it should be just as important as what you do. Like, or show them like that's also important to me. What you do.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I agree.
Yeah, that's it. No. So yeah, bye. Let's be trying to think of more questions. I think we got. Oh yeah, do you have people that are viewers but also live close to you? But you said you never met anyone. But do you think you will meet viewers? Some.
Yes, I would like to. There's been a couple viewer. Well, actually, I used to live in Minnesota, and I started streaming after I moved from Minnesota. And one of my very best Twitch friends that I've ever met through Twitch lives in Minnesota, and we found out he used to live like within 15 minutes of where I used to live in Minnesota. Now we're like, no. So, but like, there's been a couple like viewers and friends that really have turned into like friends that I've met that like have tried to plan trips out to the Chicago area, or like if I'm ever out into those states, I either like, hey, like what's going on? I don't know. Like, yes, I would 100% love to meet like real viewers and friends from Twitch in real life. And there have been plans, but none of them have panned out, unfortunately, yet. But
well, well, if you have that kind of like or hope, I think it will happen eventually. But it might be like a time in the future where it's more natural or things align in your life. Right. Like it makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, because that is like a receipt that what we have online, it's actually real in real life too.
Yeah,
like you get that kind of.
I think it'll be really surreal though.
Yeah,
I think it'll be really surreal to like. I've seen like the selfies or the pictures of the dogs or whatever it is, or I've interacted with them, or I've watched their stream, and then all of a sudden now you see them like in the flesh, like in front of you. I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be surreal though. You know what I mean?
I think we're
Just
like
all of a something like.
I think it
Whoa.
will be reversed. Like in 100 years, this whole situation will be reversed. Normal life is going on online, digitally, and then like and like meeting people in real life is like not normal anymore.
I know.
And then you like so instead like you don't have meetups in real life because like why we have all this technology.
We have Discord video now.
We have Discord video. Wow, mind blown. I can actually reach out and touch your forehead.
We can high five.
I've got to do this because that gives me a higher hit rate or a higher possibility. We just well, yeah. We try that.
That's the closest we've ever been.
For people who are only listening now, if you're listening to this afterwards, we're trying to high five or like I don't know on the video thing.
We're like in the prison, and like we're speaking through like the glass between the two people. Our hands are like meeting right now. If you can envision that,
it's beautiful.
But there's the glass right in between it.
There's the moment we can't hear each other. We can only look into each other's eyes. Okay. And yeah, what else is there? There's so many more things. There's so many. It feels like every time I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. Every podcast I'm just scratching the surface. It's kind of hard to get straight to the really deep stuff sometimes. And like you get to know each other. What we will do is we have another podcast in a year, and I'll talk to you again and see where you are
in a whole year. Wow.
Well,
that'll be interesting. That would be really interesting to see.
Yeah,
like even just like in a year from now, where you're gonna be. I know when I started streaming, I was like pumped when I hit 10 followers and then 20 followers, and then like if I were to see like not quite like 11 months later, I'm already like past 1,000.
Yeah.
Like dang, like okay, that'd be fun. You'll have a baby. Yeah, I'll probably have a baby in less than a year. That's not an announcement. But
well, that was.
I promise. That's not an announcement.
Oh, you may. Okay. Well,
there's a possibility.
You should never talk about stuff like that before you actually know stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe there might be 5 babies in a year, guys.
5 babies? Oh my gosh. I hope not. I hope not that many that fast.
Not that many.
Give me some time to figure out how to be a dad for
yeah.
Sure, I have 5.
Are you looking forward to be a dad?
Yes, I can't wait. I told you earlier, like I am my nieces and nephews favorite uncle. Even among the aunts, I'm the favorite. Like I don't know how what do you want to say? I'm just the favorite. Like it used to be grandpa, and then after Papa is still the favorite, but he's passed, and so since then, like now I'm number 2. Wow. I'm number 2. The only person that has beat me is my dad. My dad was always the favorite, but I even beat out grandma. I beat out, my other aunt. Like I beat out the brothers for favorite uncle. Like I am the favorite. So I don't know. I'm really excited to be a dad. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be really hard, but I think they're just like, I don't know. I've always loved kids. So
will your kids make appearance on the stream?
I don't know. That's a good question. If like
you should do like one of the Lion Kings, just
there you go. Yeah. I don't think I want to like overexpose them,
Okay, then maybe
I don't want to like,
exactly
their whole life is like on Twitch and stuff. But I think I'm sure that there'll be some days where I'm like, hey, here's little like Joel Jr. or something like here, or whatever, like every now and then. But they'll probably make appearances, but I don't want to like, everything they do is on Twitch or online or something.
A live camera on their head, 20%.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No, I get it. No, but that's why I asked, because you kind of when you stream, people, it's like with all, like you become like people want to get to know you, and they you share your life on stream already, so it's like, where do you draw the line? Like, you like, even now when you're with your wife, you kind of have to decide, or maybe also like maybe she doesn't want to be involved as much or be on the stream as much.
Yeah, I think there's some things that we go and do that like are maybe a bit more private, and like, but that's also kind of been like my, just a social media. I'm gonna sound like an old guy for a second. I hate social media. I just get so sick of it. Like the only reason I think most people post on Instagram is like for selfish reasons. Not all the time, but I think a lot of times it's just like, oh, I'm doing this, and it's like you want to make other people jealous, or you want to make other people think that your life is like so special that it's like, I don't know, I think there's a lot of like hidden selfish intent sometimes. Not all the time. I certainly enjoy Instagram and Facebook for like seeing updates on like people's lives, but I think it's just like sometimes I think people overshare, and that's kind of one of the things that I've like consciously like tried to do in my life as like the last couple of years is like kind of decide like, do I want to share this online? Is this important to share online, or do I only want to share this online because it's like I want to feed some sort of like ego that I have? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some of that, but
definitely.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, no, I totally get what you're saying. And so it would be even, you also, because we were talking about sharing your life, but also like those close to you. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't put like pictures of your wife, or even when you have babies, you wouldn't want to expose them or put them in that environment as well, and be part of that, because you feel like it's not always a healthy place with sometimes oversharing, sometimes people having. So that's how I kind of interpret.
And then there's the other part. Like, I think the question is a lot different if I had like, like thousands or a million followers or something like that on Twitch. I think it depends too, like how much my network really is. If I was like, like Co-Carnage is one of the guys I really, really enjoy watching. He's a huge streamer. But like if I was up to his level, I probably wouldn't be sharing pictures of like my wife and my kids like as much as I maybe currently do. So it's a little different. Like right now we just broke the 1,000 barrier the 1,000 follower milestone. And so that's not much compared to like somebody with 1 million followers and their whole life is like public domain almost. But I think the question is a little different at that point. So where I'm at right now, you're not too worried. I can probably confidently say that I would never have that big of success on Twitch, but
you never know.
I guess that's true. You never know.
Don't let your dreams be memes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a tattoo of that.
Get it. I think we'll round it off. Is that how you say it? And we'll get into the Q&A together with the live audience, and they can ask you questions more, because there's a lot of things that I haven't gone into, and I will hopefully. I want you to be still on Twitch in a year, and hopefully I can invite you again.
I hope I
and see what happened. Like see the progress and have that have that looking back thing where you're like, well, you remember 1 year ago you were here and you said this and that, and you were like, and then see where
how much of an idiot I was a year ago, right?
No, not at all like that. I'm really glad that Dova Blossom did this matchmaking, because it's really nice to get to know other streamers, and I feel like you rarely get to talk like this when you stream.
Right.
So I think it's hopefully it's been valuable for your viewers from your community as well. Maybe you talked about some things more, and like you told more whole stories.
I think so.
Then maybe on stream, because we are distracted.
I hope I did.
Oh, you definitely did. And,
okay, good.
and it was really good. And thank you so much for doing the podcast with me.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun.
And I will see you in a second. But for now, we're gonna end the podcast part, and we'll just say we are out of here. Thank you guys for listening, and take care. Bye.
Bye.